Hi, very busy here right now, Brad, and this is one of the personal safety kits that is being given out to the firefighters. Inside, more than 10 different items, including two 30-gallon biohazard waste bags. That's because when it comes to coronavirus, the more than 6,000 members of the Chicago Fire Department, well, they aren't taking any chances.
And then we'll go ahead with the N95 mask.
Field Chief Dave Ernst is making sure two paramedics are properly putting on the gear needed to protect them from the new coronavirus.
Help you guys get this tied.
It's a new protocol that the fire department is instituting in the wake of a global epidemic that has killed more than 3,000 people.
Okay, and then we'll go with the face shield.
In Washington state, more than 24 firefighters ended up in quarantine after treating coronavirus patients at a nursing home. Do you expect that firefighters and paramedics will end up in quarantine?
You know, we don't expect that because we obviously, we've been through the Ebola incident. We're prepared for this.
And that means approaching patients differently by asking questions from a little further away than in the past.
You're going to have firefighters more than likely dressed up with masks, goggles, gowns, and that's per the recommendations of the CDC.
It's the type of caution being practiced in fire departments all over Chicagoland. Chris Clark's department in Streamwood has 51 firefighters, so a mandatory quarantine would be challenging.
And that would have a major impact on the service that we could provide to our community if we had a significant number of our firefighters quarantined.
They call this the N95 because it's going to block at least 95% of the particulates.
So Streamwood firefighters will be armed with N95 masks and all the other tools recommended by the CDC.
A surgical mask is a different thing that we put on the patient. That's going to basically knock down most of the droplets when they cough and sneeze.
And just in case droplets do get spread, first responders will be armed with large quantities of germicide to clean stretchers, chairs, and countertops in the ambulance.
But with any new or, as they say, novel virus, nothing's really been proven yet. So what the CDC is saying is use an EPA-registered disinfectant.
Perhaps the first line of defense, the 911 dispatcher. They are now going to be asking questions about symptoms, but also about recent travel plans. That information will then be relayed to first responders before they go into a home. Reporting live in Bronzeville, Mike Puccinelli, CBS 2 News.